Hello, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of the podcast known as Life I'm Lovin. I am your host, Vincent. Here with me today and every day is that little waggler right there, Scarlett. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a great episode in store for y'all today. We have conducted, completed, and are distributing the first Life I'm Lovin' exclusive interview. And I just want to say thank you to those who listen to the podcast. I want to say thank you to those who will listen to the podcast in the future. And I want to say thank you to those who listened to the podcast in the past. This is the Life I'm Lovin', ladies and gentlemen. We have an interview coming in 3, 2, 1. You guys enjoy. Today, we're having a chat with a man who has been my best friend for nearly 25 years. A man who not only introduced me to salt and vinegar chips, but a man who almost bested me in who can eat the most hot sauce packets at Taco Bell. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the fastest kid at Maple Payne Elementary, Kai Pitney.
An honor and a privilege. I'm stoked to be on this. I cannot be happier that you're doing this podcast, so I'm super excited to be on it.
Thank you. Thank you very much, man. And I want to thank you guys before we really get started and get into it, because Matt, you are someone who I went to college with and has been, instrumental in me having this mindset to want to do this. And I feel a lot more comfortable with you on these episodes.
Pleasure to be here, man.
And Kai, it was fairly annoying at times, but you would send me Instagram videos of how to start a podcast, how to build your audience, this and that. And I was just like, let me do it at my own time.
Yeah, I wasn't forcing you. I was just casually sending them.
No, you weren't. You were being a good friend, and that's what people need. They need people who genuinely want them to achieve their dreams, and you helped me with that, and that's why we're all here together. Let's get this started, man. How was your day? What'd you do?
My day? It was a little bit of a different day today, actually. Not my normal routine. Normally, I trade in the morning, and then I flip after that. Like, I do reselling, and then I run, and then I come back and do some more reselling. And then I do a little review of my trading day, and then I usually have the evening to spend with my wife, Alex. And I'll do some work sometimes during that period. But today I had a couple of extra little things to do in between. So it's kind of a different day. I got to see my family, which is nice. Good day. I mean, no complaints.
And that's a normal day. Your 6 to 4 is pretty much set in stone.
Yeah, pretty much. Which that's going to be changing real fast, real soon. I have 2 girls. Alex and I have twins on the way. So due October 4th, we'll be coming, or 3rd, we'll come a little earlier.
Nice. Congrats, man.
Thank you. Yeah, so I'm actually sitting in their room right now. I just feel the most peace in here. So I figured I may as well bring a little plant in here for some background and get it going in here rather than my new office out in the living room. So yeah, the days will be changing for sure once they're here, but I'm all for it. So we'll figure it out as we go. But for now, that's what my routine basically is. And then weekends a little different, but yeah, I feel like I'm doing what I enjoy, so I'm happy.
October, man, 5 months. That's crazy.
Dude, it flies by so quick. Every week, it's because Friday is like the day where it's like, all right, we're at 20 weeks, we're at whatever. Every week goes faster. Every week goes faster. It's crazy.
Any advice, Matt?
No, it's just the coolest advice someone gave me was it's gonna sound like not the best, but it's real. It's like, if you think you're ready, you're not. Because it's just more of the basis of like it's like what you just said. Take it day by day.
Yeah,
I still go day by day.
I've never done this before, so how can I feel like I know? But I'm stoked. I'm super excited. Learn along the way, and
super exciting, man. You just learn a lot. Learn a lot about yourself and about your relationship, and then about just being a dad. It's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
So it's exciting times.
I can't wait. Now we feel so lucky, man. So he's 3 years old. Your son?
Yeah, he's 3.
Yeah. So there's different phases all the time, I'm sure. Like maybe the first couple of months, it was like some felt some sort of way, like with them being newborns?
Yeah,
And
I think like when he was first born, there's definitely a lot of anxiety just because it's just like it's a fresh baby, and like you're a first time parent, so like I
yeah,
remember the first like night we brought him home, we didn't sleep. Like I was awake for like 6 hours, and then Justine woke up at like 4 a.m. I went to sleep, and then she stayed up until with him, and so I was like just really watching. But then when I look back, yeah, it's like a phase. When I look back at that phase, I'm like, damn, I didn't really need to do all that, but it's just kind of a learning phase, you just kind of learn as you go. But even
100%.
right now, like I thought him being a little older, when he was younger, I thought him being a little older would be a little easier, but now it's just it's actually a little harder because he's like, don't climb there, man, and don't jump on that. Like the day he was behind our TV on the TV shelf, so
My
it's,
gosh.
yeah, it's just a bunch of random shit, man, but it's exciting and it's fun. Right?
It's like, what are you gonna climb on today?
Yeah, I feel like kids are
Yeah.
unpredictable. You don't know what they're going to be like.
Exactly.
They change so quick. They grow so fast. It's take it day by day.
Yeah.
It's so important, though.
Kai, I feel like ever since I've known you, you like to be prepared. Do you feel like you can do as much as possible, or do you feel like you have to tell your mind, hey, sometimes things are going to happen that you're not going to know what to do, but that's okay?
Honestly, if you think I'm prepared, Alex. She's like, well, it depends on what we're talking about. But for this, like, I feel very much at peace. Like, she's relieved a lot of pressure because she's done so much like research, like looking into what we need, like all the stuff. Like she loves this, she loves this. So this is like right down her alley of what she enjoys in the first place. She's always wanted kids. She's always wanted twins. So it's almost like she's been ready for this moment. And so I just
Nice.
think I have like the best partner who is making it so easy going into it. I know they're not born yet, but like just preparedness, like she knows what we need. I trust that she knows due to everything she's looked into. So she takes a lot of weight off my shoulders for sure with all of that. I don't know. I kind of sometimes feel like, should I feel more nervous? I don't know. Like I don't know. I don't feel very
You're fine.
nervous. To be honest.
You're fine. You're fine. You're fine.
No, I really don't though. Like I don't feel very nervous. I
Oh.
feel more excitement than anything.
You
And I
know
think
what's crazy,
because I
dude?
trust Alex so much and myself. I'm no one's ever ready, right? But like I'm ready for this new phase of my life and ready for my life to change. Honestly, not that I'm trying to get away from my old life, but I've always wanted kids. So,
Growth.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't feel right now that I don't feel very much anxiety about it, to be honest. I feel like excited. And like I was saying, with these weeks going by so fast, just leading up to their birth, I feel like I've talked about this with Alex multiple times in the past week. Just like it makes me want to enjoy the day and the moments that much more. And
Yeah.
all those moments where, I'm sure it's tough on parents in the beginning, in moments where their children are screaming, crying, that you can't sleep, yada, yada, all the things like that phase, that period passes so quick. It's such a short part of your life. They're going to be kids for a very short time. And so I just hopefully can continue to remind myself when those times are a little tougher and be able to enjoy every moment because it'll fly by. You know what I mean? And I just want to enjoy it. So, yeah, I feel like I'm in a good headspace for it, to be honest. So I'm very excited. And I feel as ready as I can be, and I have a ton of support. What more could I ask for?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. There's nothing more I can really do. Like when they come, I just do the best I can, and what else is there to do?
That'll be enough, man. That'll be
there
enough.
for them, like set a good example, be the best person I can be. That's it.
I love it.
Yeah.
Just the moment they're born, like it's like a life-changing moment. Like literally, like I can't explain it, but it's just like that, and it hits you, and it's fucking crazy, and it's like you said something that made me made me think about that. But like that's why I was like, oh, that shit's crazy because it literally like, will hit you right there when you hear them cry for something. Boom.
The reality strikes.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's kind of like yeah, it is a reality, but then I don't know, man. It's a weird explanation. Like I really don't know how to explain it. But it's fucking.
I just have to experience it.
Yeah, it's kind of like an outer body experience. Not gonna lie.
That's awesome.
Looking forward to it.
For the women too. That shit was crazy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's definitely an out of body experience for them.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Scarlett turned 5 in February, and I feel like that's gone really fast. So I can't imagine a living, breathing human being.
Have you been back in SoCal for 5 years?
Yeah. 2020.
Oh, really? Damn.
I've officially, oh no, dude, by far. I've lived here. I moved back here and lived here longer than I was in SF.
Yeah. I mean,
Crazy.
Dad. 5
Time's
years
a heck of a
went
thing.
fast. Yeah. Hell yeah, it is.
You seem very calm, and I love that for you, and I love that for you both, and I love that you feel confident in your spouse. I think that is key in at least having a relationship, getting married, having kids, is having confidence in each other. I love that for you. And you mentioned your support system. You've grown up around babies. Your mom, is it a daycare? Is it like a childcare?
Yeah.
She
Nice.
Yeah, his mom babysat teachers' babies, people's babies. I don't know if they're all teachers, but like every day since ever.
That was born, basically.
Yeah.
I can
So
remember.
do you feel a lot more at ease because you also know how to handle babies?
Maybe. Not like I did all the dirty work though. It's not like I was changing diapers and having to deal with the crying, and like I got the good stuff, like where I can come and go when I please. So maybe I got used to being around babies and seeing different personalities of many different
Is this
toddlers coming in and out.
is this your mom's first grandchild?
Yes.
Or grandchildren?
Yes. Uh huh.
Nice.
Yeah, she just retired,
quite
so I'm
Jews,
making
huh?
her out of retirement immediately.
She what?
She just retired technically this past summer. We're like, nope, sorry.
Good timing.
Not today.
They're gonna be with my parents starting next year for like a few days a week. So super excited about that. I'm sure they're excited too. I feel a little bit bad about it since you just retired, but I think they'll enjoy.
I'm sure it'll be her favorite baby. Favorite babies. Fingers crossed it will be at least.
Yes.
I would hope so. Let's talk about, I guess, the first thing that you do when you wake up, which is your trading. I've talked about what you do for your job to other people, but I don't really know what you do for your job.
So what do you tell people?
Okay, I tell them that you trade during the day. That you day trade.
You told me you're a world currency trader.
Yeah, something like that, right?
Pretty accurate. Yeah, I kind of transitioned from that asset of like I don't trade currency pairs anymore as much. Okay. I do, but I more so trade futures contracts now. It's just and I day trade. So it's the span of time I'm holding trades and what I'm trading has changed slightly. That's why it gets a little confusing because I feel like it takes a while for it to stick. One, I'm not good at explaining it, to be completely honest. So for like 3.5 years, I did swing trading, which just means I hold trades for longer. Like I will hold them for days at a time. I will take less trades. And I
like watching the market every day?
Yeah, I would, and especially because
or like trends.
I'm still very new, but especially in the first couple of years, I was like always watching just to get an understanding, a feel for how things moved. And I also was watching a ton of different pairs. So it's like, for example, like euro dollar or UJ, which is euro yen. Like, but I would look at a bunch of pairs. So I was just looking at a bunch of different charts all the time, and I would enter trades maybe, like I said, sometimes nothing all week, sometimes 4 or 5 trades in a week. But I'm always just kind of watching for my signal to enter. And there was just a long learning curve before that to where before I even like made anything, I was just kind of losing money for a long time. And then it finally kind of clicked a little bit. But I transitioned out of it for several reasons. Not that I'm fully out of it, but I've started focusing a little bit on day trading just for my situation. And it's considered futures contracts, like different indices, basically. But
like ETFs?
Not ETFs, but it's all the same. People always say stocks when they hear like trading, which is the same. It's the same shit, honestly. It's trading is just you buy it or you sell it, and if it goes up when you buy it and you exit it when it's in profit and you make money, it's very simple, honestly. Like it's lines on a screen. There's not much to it. It's all human psychology. And once you have a system and you figure out your system and you can adapt to the market as things change, I don't want to say nothing to it. It's like the hardest thing I've ever done, but it is in theory simple. Like there's not much to say or explain. It's nothing glamorous. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what draws my attraction to it. Is just that it's so tough and things are always changing, and it's like it's elusive. Like once you think you got it, it's gone, and you have to kind of rediscover or like figure yourself out. It's always looking inward. Like what am I doing wrong within myself? My system probably still works, but what is going on with me? Am I being too greedy now?
So a few weeks ago, like a month ago, I put like a couple grand into an E-Trade account, and I pumped it behind like a couple AI stocks, right? Because I was reading behind it that they have earnings reports coming up, and I'm like, fuck it. If they're gonna be good reports, they're gonna come back pretty well. You know, they're gonna respond pretty well. Is that basically what you're doing? You're kind of going in there and you're seeing what's going on, and then like you're kind of doing it on a daily basis, though.
Yes, but honestly, I do not like the fundamental side of trading. In other words, I don't care for the news-based stuff. There is definitely a place for it, and I'm not saying that. I don't really think like so. There's fundamental trading and there's like technical trading, kind of. So like technical is more so you don't really pay attention to news, and it's all based off of different patterns and things you're looking at on the charts.
That sounds better.
I tend to do better with that, to be honest. When I was swing trading, I did, I feel like that worked with me a little bit better. With this day trading stuff, it's been tougher for me because you're on such a smaller time frame that things feel like they're moving so much quicker. Because I'm on like the 1 minute, the 2 minute, the 5 minute, the 15. The max I go is 15-minute time frame on day trading, which is like things move quick. Like you have to react fast. Whereas swing trading, the lowest time frame I'd ever be on is an 8 hour. I go weekly, daily, 4 hour, 1 hour. So you have a lot of time to react and respond to things. Whereas day trading is like you have to be ready. Like every second matters.
You feel your heart rate going up more?
Yeah.
It does. It does.
You get a little bead of sweat. You're like,
fuck yeah.
Yeah, but usually that's when you know you're doing something wrong and you're getting too excited about it.
Yeah.
Then you're like, I'm probably like, I want this gambly feeling. Oh, I want some like,
oh,
I'm gonna hit this right now. Like, is that even part of your plan? Or are you just? It's just so easy to press the button because in any moment there's a million opportunities. You can just however much you want. So there's always opportunity to make a ton of money, and that's the problem, right? Like you abandon the strategy, you abandon the discipline, or you easily can because the temptation is so high always. Because it's right there in front of you, and you think, oh, if I just get in and hold it for, just a few ticks, like 10 ticks, 10 points down, up, whatever, and that's usually when it goes immediately against you. The market will humble you every single time, and you lose and lose until you realize that you can't outsmart the market, and you just have to find a systemized approach and stick with it, and then adapt when things change. So, yeah, you go through all the emotions for sure, and you never have it down, in my opinion. It's a lifelong game. That's how I see it. So I'm no expert trader, but that's kind of a little breakdown of it.
That's intense, man. That reminds me of like baseball players. I hated baseball. I was never good at baseball. And what is it? Is it ERA? Is that the batting?
Oh yeah, the ERA or the batting average.
The fact that they hit the ball and like get on base 30% of the time sounds so unpleasant.
It's the only sport, man, that you can fail like 7 out of 10 times and still be good.
That would affect me. Is that kind of like the same thing where it's like the wins aren't as often as you'd like, but you got to take them when you get them?
Depends on your
aggressive, yeah.
I've been playing it differently recently. I'm kind of finding I'm only about 4 years in, so like I said, this is a lifelong game, and I'm sure
You've only been doing it for 4 years?
Yeah, I think it's about 4 years. It was 2021, early 2021 when I first like got into it a little bit.
Because you started doing, it was like a class or like a group?
So it was a prop firm called, specifically the one that I was using for a long time was called FTMO. It's based out of the country, but they're prop firms, so they fund you so long as you like pass their challenges or combines or whatever they call them. And once you like prove yourself like that you can pass this thing, then they fund you, and it's sim money. It's not real money, but they have money to give you so long as you like. There's different amounts. Like you pay X amount to get X amount. So let's just easy number, $100,000. Like you pass the account, you pay X amount to get the $100,000. It's not real money, but they give you real money. So if you make a profit off of that 100K, you make that money. And there's rules behind it, like to make sure that you're not being stupid and all that. But essentially, it's a way to like lower your risk as a trader, as a retail trader, because especially if you're first learning, it's like if you have a $10,000 account and it's your money, and you're really like trying to figure out trading, and you're not like you're sending it, so you're trying to figure it out. Like you're not gonna not take trades, right? You're probably gonna lose most, if not all, of that money, honestly.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but if you go through one of these firms, this is how I see it at least, you're paying anywhere from maybe 200 to like 700, maybe a little bit more, depending on how big of an account you're trying to get per challenge, and you can do that X amount of times. Like you can even have a budget for yourself per month. I'm willing to spend X amount per month, but once I pass, like that money can come back so quick. Like for me, it was like 2.5 years of just spending money on challenges, because that was my learning curve essentially. And you lose all this money, but it's going to come back once you figure things out. And that's kind of how it worked. It was like you lose all this money for a long, long time, but once you kind of get it figured out, you pass, then literally like one payout like pays for it all plus, and then you kind of
Different
get
form
it
of
going a little
school.
bit. And it's just an investment, so
Yeah.
it's kind of what it is, but it's just a way to lower risk essentially. So
2.5 years, man. That's a commitment.
I still don't trade with my own personal account. Eventually that is something I'd like to do, because you just have so much more control.
Yeah.
You don't have to follow all the rules. You don't have to give away percentage, all that. But for now, I still sticking with that. So
I love it. Any advice for people who want to get into that? Because that is something you want to do this forever. I mean, at least until you don't really care to. But this is like your thing. This is your long term.
This is for sure. I mean, if anybody would want to get into this, my advice would just be give it at least 5 years, at least. Like if you're gonna do this, don't expect anything quick, and don't expect it to be glamorous and exciting. Find a system, stick to the boring process, and that's basically how you make your money. And then you scale and you grow, and you do it slowly. And I'm not saying everybody. There's some unicorns out there who can do it way quicker than me, and the majority or whatever it may be. But yeah, this is a long, long game, and it's not something that you go into for quick money, in my opinion. You can, it's possible. You can go in and gamble, but you may as well go to a casino. You know what I mean? So it's like,
probably a little more fun, a little more shiny.
Exactly.
A little bit more of a rush.
I'd recommend some roulette over this if you're just trying to go for quick money.
I love that. It sounds like you've been getting into different types of trading depending on where your life is, which is a really cool thing that you can do. Like as your life changes, you can switch into different, departments, if you will, if you want to put this into a W-2 type of term. So what is an index is what you're doing right now?
Technically, I'm trading one, because it's just like think S&P 500, right? Like an index is like a bunch of stocks put together in one like fund portfolio, whatever.
Oh, okay.
So
I have an ETF like that.
Basically, it's the same shit though. Like you click
same as ETF,
and it goes up. You make money. You sell. And I just chose specifically. I trade ES, micro ES, and it's just a specific index fund. And it doesn't really matter which one you trade. They all kind of move slightly differently because they have different stocks within each one. I just chose one, and I'm like, I'm going to stick with this one as a day trader and like try to specialize in one like asset versus diversifying myself on all these things and being okay in multiple.
So wait, I'm a little confused actually, because I loaded up on an ETF that was like an index. It's an MGK index, and it's just loaded with like tech stocks, right? Mm-hmm. And so I'm just like letting it sit though, long term. Like I'm not even touching. I don't even look at it, But like, how are you like day trading that? Like, are you taking chunks out of it and trading it
In and out
elsewhere?
it just means I'm in and out quickly. Like they're all styles of trading. Like investing is, in my opinion, like trading is just long term trading. You know,
So the whole index. Okay.
Yeah. Whereas the day trading is like I'm in and out in the day. Like I'm kind of scalping too. So there's this level, like scalping is like you're in and out in like minutes, seconds, minutes, whatever. And some of my trades are like that. Those are honestly some of my favorite trades because then you're like, sweet. Like maybe you have an early trade and it's a winner and it feels like sometimes when it goes well, it feels too easy and it feels unfair. But then you have to remind yourself of how terrible it can be, how long it is. And like, you like earn those moments and you have to like embrace those moments and like enjoy it. Like, wow, that took only 30 minutes. I was on the charts. I took a trade at 7 a.m. and I made my win for the day. Like, I don't need to be sitting here anymore. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Like, and if I do, it's probably going to go worse because I'm going to try to I'm going to get greedy. I want more. Like, and may as well like set yourself like a daily limit of upside. Like, I'm not saying this is the way it has to be, but if you're having a problem with like giving back your gains, it's what I would recommend. It's kind of what my approach is right now because I tend to do that. So like if I have a nice win or something early, then it's like, all right, sweet. Like now I have a good portion of the day now to like do my like reselling flipping stuff, which I love doing.
Yeah.
I can enjoy like my breakfast, go on a run, whatever. Like it's just less stressful. Come back, review, look how the day went, and mark up trades, try to get better for the next day. Essentially that.
Put in the time early, man. Put in the time early, and then you get on days like this where you can clock in, clock out, and go on with your life. I love that. Good for you.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. I got a little random question for you, and feel free to take your time answering this, but I feel like it should be pretty quick. I want you to rank your top 5 superfoods. I have 5 options for you. I want you to rank them 1 to 5.
All right.
So we got broccoli, we got salmon, we got sweet potatoes, mushrooms, and legumes.
Oh.
Beans, peas, peanuts, etc.
So the first one, okay. I'm not an expert food, but
I love this. I love this because look at him think.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, well, let's go.
The first thing I thought when you said mushrooms is there's so many different types of mushrooms.
My first thought is shiitake.
Shiitake specifically? We're talking shiitake?
Portobello's.
No, that was just the first mushroom that comes to my mind, and then we can get into psychedelics later.
Because I was thinking like the super mushrooms, whatever, like reishi and like lion's mane, shit like that. Like, I'm pretty sure those are considered superfoods. Huh?
Yeah, it was broad. It just mushrooms.
Yeah,
you were better, right? You could take like cordyceps, right?
Yeah. I've heard cordyceps are good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I think like mushrooms.
Stumped.
I think there's so many different types, and sweet potatoes would be like higher up there.
Okay, so what's are we going from 5 to 1 or 1 to 5?
Like top to bottom, like best to worst, I guess. Most super to least.
So you're doing super first.
Yeah.
Is
I am. I'm gonna go with mushrooms, just because there's a lot of different kinds of mushrooms. I think there's some real good ones.
We like all kinds of mushrooms.
That's very true.
I do like mushrooms.
Jen got me into mushrooms. They always just icked me out. I don't know if I ever actually had one or if I was just grossed out by the way that I don't know, man. They're just visually unappealing to me. But then Jen loves mushrooms, and so here we go. How mushrooms are good.
Would shrooms be considered a superfood?
I think so. I think they are.
I would say they have super properties.
Very spiritual experience,
Yeah. There's something to you, I'm pretty sure.
Ain't nothing wrong with unlocking the 7th chakra.
There you go.
Okay, we got shrooms on the board, number 1.
I'll say mushrooms. Okay, so it's mushrooms, sweet potatoes, broccoli. What are the other 2?
You got legumes, which is beans, peas, peanuts. Like little, I don't know what exactly it's called, but it's like little things in a pod is what they defined it as. I guess that's the category.
Lentils.
And salmon. Lentils, yes, that's a legume.
I like legumes.
Gold star. Boom.
You know, it's tough because I know this is going against what you're saying. I will order them, but like they all have their own things, right? Like I wouldn't just choose any one of these foods as being the best food. I just think like a variety of good food is what I'd aim for, and I think all those are pretty solid. But yeah, I'll stick with mushrooms as number one. And then I'll go sweet potatoes number two. I'll go
I
salmon.
need more
number
sweet
three.
potatoes in my life. Salmon number 3. Salmon's a classic.
Those omegas. And then
Sweet potatoes are so good.
I hate broccoli. I love vegetables, but I hate broccoli.
So you're throwing legumes bottom of the barrel after you just said you hated broccoli?
Well, it's just a personal like preference of enjoyment. I thought you just meant like soup. What's a superfood? I don't know. Maybe I'd put broccoli ahead of a legume for like health. I don't know.
Controversial
You know what I
take over here. Broccoli over legumes.
I don't
Ooh.
think peanuts are very.
Oh
healthy.
yeah, that's very controversial, man.
I don't know, man.
I've never heard that as being
I'll take a
superfood.
peanut over a broccoli anytime.
I mean, so would I, but not for health purposes.
That's fair. That's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair.
Legumes
Peanut
have a bunch
butter-
of fiber.
But there are,
Peanut
yeah, there is.
really
And that's,
pisses me off
peanut butter pisses you off?
because it's very unhealthy unless you get the powdered version,
Yeah.
Oh,
and that sucks.
There's some.
Skippy
There's
is good,
some that's
man.
just peanuts.
I'm a-
as well.
I'm a super chunky, skippy man.
We like that creamy shit over here,
Like
man.
it, like-
No, dude. I don't know. Something about it. Something about like
You like
eating
it
a food within a food is mind-boggling to me.
I used to be all about the not chunky, like the smooth, right? But as I've grown older, the palate has widened, and now I like some crunch. Now I like a little variety in the texture.
Oh no, trust me. Don't get me wrong. I
Oh,
love
yeah.
the crunch. You just have the smooth because that's all Jada needs.
All right, let's go there because this is another one that is a drink within a food within a drink, what have you. OJ with pulp.
Hell yeah.
What's the question?
We're fans.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love having a drink and then having a little nibble of something in there.
Well, I'm
A lot
fan
of people
all,
don't like
just-
it.
You just
I
store
like
it on
when things are all natural.
Put in my Jeep. I'll make an orange.
Just form a whole orange.
I'm a very big fan of this panel. Wow. 3 for 3 on chunky. You're not chunky peanut butter though, Matt.
No, I like chunky peanut butter. We just don't
Okay.
have it because Jada doesn't need it.
Yeah, okay, fair. So we're 3 for 3 on chunky peanut butter and for OJ with pulp. This is a good group. We got a good group going. Your runs. Let's talk about those because the way you talk about trading sounds like the same reasons you like to run and to marathon. It's not easy. Some days are going to be better than others. And it's kind of just something that you want to do to get better, knowing that you have the capability of getting better at it.
Yeah, that's about accurate. I'd agree.
Right?
I think they kind of go hand in hand. Like when I've taken little rests, like from running, I find that it's kind of pretty directly correlated, honestly, with my training. And I like kind of just feels like they feed off each other. You know, like you can't just have one part of, in my opinion, it's tough to have one part of your life be disciplined and the rest not.
Yeah,
You know what I
fair.
mean? Like if you're gonna go hard in your life in some area, like if I go relax on everything else, I just don't see how it just feels harder to get out of that. Like I'd rather just treat my life the same way across the board, and it assists everything else. So yeah, that is why I like it. I mean, it's very process oriented. I never thought I'd get into the long distance stuff, but that's basically what it is. Yeah, it's just it's process. It's like all these days, all these miles add up to something, and nothing's guaranteed, but over time you're building, you're growing, you're getting better. You know, you have your bad days, you have your injuries, you have the great runs, you have, I don't know, there's just so much to it. Like it's kind of a meditative process too. I mean,
Yeah.
some runs are pretty long, so like sometimes I'll listen to a podcast, sometimes I'll listen to music, sometimes I'll just listen to nothing, and it's just kind of like a time to think, or focus on the run, whatever, you know. I've always loved exercise, and this is like just a competitive thing that I just found myself getting into. And I've always liked to run, and I never thought just running itself. I always thought like, oh, I need to run with a sport. Like that's an
Yeah.
area I can do well in a sport. And then it dawned on me that I can just run. and that's what I'm doing.
I don't never have to touch a ball besides my own.
I mean, I love sports, but like, I don't know. It's like the running has always been the area that I've liked, I guess. The hard part is doing the simple things every day. That's the hard part. So
That's a
there's
gem.
nothing like anybody, like I always say this, like it may not be for everybody. Everybody has something that they're more attracted to or more catered to just their personality, what they enjoy. But anybody can do either of the things I'm doing. I'm just doing it all the time. Like you're bound to get decent at things if you do them every day. Where I'm at in my running journey may sound good to some, may sound like shitty to some. I don't know. It just depends on relative to what you know and where you're at, whatever. It's just fun. It's fun to get better, and I'm very competitive with myself, and it's just something fun to do. It all pairs together, like you were saying, like the trading, the running. I was just saying this to Alex the other day. It's like I have multiple things that I'm like kind of doing every day, and the odds of all three of those not going well at the same time are pretty slim. Something's usually going well. It's like, all right, like shit, trading day, but I'm gonna knock down these miles today. Like it's gonna be a good day, like doing that, or I found some great things, reselling, sourcing. Like I got a bunch of inventory. Like I love doing that. Like I don't know. There's something good that's going to come from one of these things that I enjoy doing.
You did track in high school, and did you do the short distance stuff?
Yeah, I did the 4x1, but I jumped really, but I'd go and do like the track meet, like 4x1 with them.
Did you find that doing the short distances, because you went from doing short distances and as a fast guy, you would probably have like a, fast 40 and you'd be quick off of the gate, I think it's called. But now you're doing marathons. Where did that change come from? Or what triggered in your head to make, I could do this, but this is more fun. This is more appealing. Because 26 miles, it's a long distance.
Get your sticker, man.
So it wasn't like this grand plan or anything. Like we were home at the time, I think, maybe 2020. We weren't working, and I would just go outside, and I was living at Alex's grandma's at the time, and I would go outside, and in her neighborhood, I would just like run around the neighborhood as fast as I could every day. One day I do just one lap, and it was literally like 0.33 miles, I remember. And then the next day I do 3 laps. And so it was whatever 3 times that, right? And I would do that alternating every single day, and I would record it like with a little heat map on Google Sheets just to see like my progress over time. And then I just kind of like started running a little bit more every day, and then I got up to a half marathon that I just did in the neighborhood. I'm like, that was kind of cool. I want to see how far I can run. And
you didn't sign up for anything. You just did it.
No, I just did it in the neighborhood. Yeah.
Classic Tuesday.
A real COVID shit.
Just go run a half marathon.
That's what COVID does to you, right? That kind of is what started it. I didn't plan like I'm just gonna like I need to do a marathon. Like I just like was running outside because I didn't have a lot to do. I feel like during COVID, and I've always liked to exercise, so I started running and recording it, and it just turned into distance over speed. Even though I was initially recording speed to get faster, like I kind of had a goal, like a mile goal speed, and it just turned into that. I don't know. I just guess I found that, and I kind of started to enjoy it. Although I did sign up for a marathon, and I didn't go.
Oh, really?
So,
yeah, I did the same thing, dude.
Yeah,
I signed up for a half marathon in Long Beach.
That was 2021. I was just like going outside, like running. Like I called it training, but it wasn't like a training block. It was just like randomly going outside running. And it was the same day as Matt Nadine's wedding. And I just like there's a wedding tonight. Like I don't want to. And like I just didn't go. So
that's fair. I mean,
fair. It's not fair. It's not.
It's not fair that you probably paid for it, but yeah.
No, like I just mean like it's whatever. But I just didn't take it seriously. I signed up, and that like ate at me a little bit. I'm like, what? Like,
sounds like it still kind of does. Not fair.
Chandler, one of my buddies, Chandler, reached out saying he was going to do a marathon, and I'm like, immediately said yes because I'm like, I have to redeem myself, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of what got me into that again, and then here we are. I just kind of never stopped.
You've done 2.
I've done 3. I'm going on my 4th in August. Yeah.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Gosh,
I don't know. I never would have guessed I would have gone into long distance running myself, to be honest. But there's just something about it, and also it's something I feel that you were saying like fast or like short distance quick versus the long stuff. I'm getting older, right? Like I can run long, far for a long time. I don't think I'm gonna get much faster as I get older. There's dudes I look at and watch that are doing ultras at 50 something years old, running like 250 miles for a race. You know what I mean? Like you can do that. I don't see a limit, to be honest, when it comes to running distance, because I feel like majority of it's in your head. Like you have to put in the miles, you have to put in the training, but that to me is kind of the easy part.
I feel like you choose things that you can do for a long time, and you're not really going to lose as you age. Well
I don't even
played
know if
there,
I thought
sir.
about it like that in the beginning. It just kind of.
But you just naturally do. Like, I don't know. You have. You're into things that you can do for a long time.
I like to think longer term because I just feel like if I'm going to do something, like I'm wasting my time if I'm going to do it for a short time. I'd just rather do something that's going to compound and build for as long as possible, you know?
Hey, this guy just uses compound in just a normal sentence.
Compound interest.
Come on. That's the only time I've ever heard that word. Or like a compound facility. And you just used it in an everyday sentence.
Oh, my God.
A madman. I have another random question. It's a would you rather. So the first option is, would you rather qualify for the Boston Marathon, which is, he didn't mention it, is a goal that he has been aiming towards, which is why he's doing these marathons. Would you rather qualify for the Boston Marathon, but you have to run it in a salmon suit?
Yeah.
Yes.
Or would you, let's say, take a potion that allows you to never ever get leg injuries again, cramps, ailments, anything, but your keister grows 5 times its size?
Forever?
It stays 5 times that large and stays that way forever, but you never get leg injuries again.
5 times as large. Will that negatively or positively impact my running?
I don't know.
A lot of cushion.
Just imagine you the same way with glutes 5 times the size, and they'll never get smaller.
Would I not qualify?
I love it.
Would I not ever qualify if I got a giant keister?
You can still qualify. I'm not saying that you're not going to qualify. I'm just saying that you do qualify.
Oh, thought I'd have a big old keister.
You wear a salmon suit. Or, like, this is different universes.
Mm-hmm.
So you finally get that thing. You got to do it in a salmon suit.
Mm-hmm.
Or your legs never fail you. Got a big ass. I love it. I chose great questions.
You know? I think there's these crazy weird awards like world records for running marathons the quickest in like random things, like different fruits. So I feel like someone probably hasn't done a salmon suit yet. So I feel like I'd get some kind of award for that. So I think I'd probably just go with that. Fantastic. Because I don't know if that keister would hold me back in the future. So that's a little.
I think that would be so much fun. That's fair. At least your legs would be fine, though.
Yeah, but that's kind of part of the fun. It's like, you got to take care of yourself. And like, if I have to never worry about taking care of myself, it almost takes away part of the fun. Because I'm just like, I can just run forever. And then there's no hard part to it.
0 easy roads.
Like, then how exciting is it when you do something well? It was so easy to get there because I can just run as fast as humanly possible and never get injured and then it's like, why am I even doing this? Like, it's not even hard. Like, you know? So.
Oh my God. See,
you know what I mean?
So that right there just pretty much sums up everything we've been talking about and who you are as a person. You're having some twins in October here. I just wanted to maybe give you the floor. What would you like to say to them if you have anything that you're excited, you're nervous about?
First and foremost, I'm just so excited for you guys to be here. I love you so much. I am excited to learn from you guys. You guys are going to teach me more than I will teach you. And you have the greatest, most loving mother in the world. And you're so fortunate, just as fortunate as we are. I hope to take as much as I can from my parents and bring that to you, and kind of just let you guys figure yourselves out while just being as the best model I can be for you. I'm always going to try to be the best I can be for you guys, and hopefully that's enough. I'll always be here for you guys. I love you guys so much, and you will always be able to count on me. So I cannot wait to meet you. I love you both, Reed and Ren. I haven't mentioned their names on here. I'm ecstatic, honestly, and I can't wait to have that feeling that Matt was talking about when you come out of your mother. So I don't have enough words, honestly. It's surreal. I don't know when you'll hear this, but I'm so happy that Vincent has this going for us, so that you'll be able to hear me post or pre-kids. So I love you guys. I can't wait.
Oh,
Thank you, Vincent, for
fantastic. Fantastic. That was so good. Kai, thank you very much for having a chat, man. You were very open, and you gave us a lot of information and a lot of inspiring words about who you are, what you're on this earth to do. And I do think a lot of people can listen to this and learn a thing or two if they want to get into trading, marathoning, or just want to do something that seems like has a long road in order to get to where they want to go, but understanding that it's the day-by-day thing. That's the most important thing. So thank you for coming on.
It was an honor to be on the show, man. It was awesome. Thank you for hosting me.
Congrats, man. Congrats again, too, man. And,
yeah, thank you.
Yes, congrats. Reed and Ren.
Yeah, it was a ton of fun.
Wow. Times like this where you say you're going to do something and it takes years to get there. You're almost there. You're almost there. You're not quite there yet. And then you take a step and you record yourself, and you only send it to 5 people because you're nervous about how you're going to sound or what you're going to say. And to go from that to what this episode is made of, the people involved, the video aspect of it, the Scarlett aspect of it. I'm so thankful. Shouts out to technology. Shouts out to good people. Shouts out to taking your dreams one day at a time. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I sure enjoyed it. I hope Kai enjoyed it. Hope Matt enjoyed it. Scarlett, I hope you enjoyed it. This is simply the beginning. Dun, dun, dun. I also want to shorten up these episodes. You know, I know the last one was a little, you know, the hour mark is a little pushing it. I get it. So I thank y'all for bearing with us as we figure out the flow, the irregular episode distribution. We're working with some new technology. We're throwing things at the wall and seeing what sticks. With that being said, I hope you all have some great drinks, great food, listen to some great music, be around great people, have some good, wholesome conversation, and please continue to love the life you're living. Take care.